Hi, hello everyone. It's Gigi from Inner Feather Tarot. Welcome to the Daily Whisper. We are going to do a collective reading today. Let's get right into it. The deck has been pre-shuffled. I'm just going to quickly cut it here. Let's see what Spirit has for the collective today. What does the collective need to know today, Spirit? So in the past, someone was not feeling very brave, very strong, very courageous. Currently, somebody's coming back into their power, right? Kind of getting their financial stability, their finances in order, their material affairs in order. And in the future, somebody who is standing in their power, right? Somebody who's stable, somebody who is a master of their craft, somebody who has their life together, somebody who is in control of his own life. So let's clarify some of these initial cards here. Okay. So in the past, this individual was not feeling very fruitful, not feeling that things were moving in the right direction in terms of what plans they had for abundance, for stability, right? There was some information or some things that, and primarily information, that may have created some of the chaos in the past for them, right? Maybe communication issues. And in the past, they were projecting an image of being this provider, this person who is coming with good news, with a promise of stability, with a promise of abundance. So that's all in the past. That's the image that was projected, right? Currently, this person is thinking and hoping for a new beginning in love. This person's been thinking about a time in the past when things were a little more loving, things were a little more fruitful, things worked a little better when it came to love. But there is a refusal here of changing their current perspective, right? In the future, there is certainly motion forward. You know, something is being propelled forward. Some collaborations are going to be more balanced, and I'm just moving the decks here so we have a little more space for the cards. You know, I'll move these back a little bit here. So in the future, things are going to move forward. Relationships with a little more balance, equal give and take, right? And an apology is in order, right? An apology for some wrongdoings this person, had going on in their love life. In the past, this person was not really feeling very good about where they were with their material stability, where things were going, their projects didn't seem to be going in the direction they wanted to. They were refusing to follow their intuition. Their intuition was telling them that it was time for change, that things weren't really working the way they were supposed to, right? They were really thinking about all that they had and all that they still wanted to achieve and how things really weren't in the right path for them. But a major change happened in their lives, something that shocked them. They didn't see that coming and kind of threw them for a loop. I think that their intuition was telling them it's time to change directions, and they weren't listening, so that the universe decided to say, hey, you're not listening, I'm going to make that change for you, right? And that's the problem. That's the risk you run by delaying things that need to happen. The universe ends up making decisions for you, right? Currently, they've gone through it, right? Whatever this change was, whatever was in the past, really threw them for a loop. It was, a fair amount of chaos in their lives. Currently, they are ending a cycle. They've gone through it. They've gone through all that pain and anguish and suffering and chaos and confusion, and they are done. They are, ready to end this cycle and ready to really take a lot of their lessons and apply towards what they want to achieve, their wish fulfillment when it comes to their material achievements, their careers, their financial goals, and whatever they are doing, what they were doing. And I think the realization they came to is that it wasn't really, there was no passion in that anymore. It wasn't making them happy anymore. It wasn't being fruitful anymore. So they've decided that they are keeping some things to themselves, some plans to themselves, and they are, ready to pick up and leave, ready to make a drastic change in direction, and again, unexpected. A lot of folks are not expecting this change in direction, right? There is some fear about how quickly this can change, and how quickly this new beginning can start, right? I think that this person has been doing whatever they've been doing from a material fulfillment or their career, perhaps their projects. They've been doing that for a long time. They've been invested in this for a long time. There is currently that fear of, all right, I'm going to make this drastic change, then what? What's in the future? And this is a person who's valued control, who's always, projects control and likes to control everything, to know where things are going, right? And the lack of being able to foresee what's going to happen when this change takes place, it's creating some fears for this individual. In the future, it's the end of anxiety, the end of depression, right? This person has been in their heads, it's a lot of sleepless nights here, because this person has been thinking about this change, about things that are not going right. They are thinking about a new beginning in love, in a time when, love was present in their lives. They, in the future, are going to feel loved again. I think that currently they don't feel loved, and in the future, that love's coming back in their lives, right? They are, a time when they are going to continue to fight, push through, to fight the tide. It's over. I mean, there's going to be a time of peace, which is, again, it just clarifies for me here that, when the current situation showed this person as somebody who values control and somebody who's afraid of the unknown, the future is saying that too. There is some fear of getting out of the chaos and going into calmer waters, right? This is a person who has been in chaos, who's been in an overdrive mode for a very long time, right? Having to react, and, hold the fort down for a very long time. So going into that sense of peace creates a little bit of issue for them in the future, right? Nothing they can't overcome, but in the future, this apology, this communication in love will lead to them feeling loved again, right? In the past, they weren't really feeling that they were moving any closer to their wish fulfillment, to what, they wanted in life, right? They didn't feel their life was very well rounded, right? There was really no communication. They weren't ready to propel things forward. They were feeling very stagnant. They weren't communicating, but they felt this love they found in the past, in the midst of this chaos, in the midst of this fear, in the midst of this stagnation and these changes, and this, not listening to their intuition, not feeling so good about themselves, not feeling very strong, they still found love. They found the love they want to invest in, right? The Lovers here to show that they found with a collective that fated bond, that bond, with somebody who they see themselves long term. And perhaps that was the change here for them, right? They weren't expecting that. Love wasn't a part of the plan for them. This was somebody who was very involved in their career, in their, financial, kind of giving in to their financial needs, to making sure that they were working towards something material. And all of a sudden, they found this love. They found this connection that they weren't expecting, right? And currently, they want to bring some good news. They want to communicate a happy news to the collective. They're not feeling happy, They're really not feeling abundant right now. And they have been reminiscing in this past one, and there's no beginning of love. Perhaps the collective has taken their love away. Perhaps you guys are not talking to one another. Perhaps there is, and if there is communication, perhaps it hasn't been consistent. But there is good news coming. There is good news of stability, of an offer of moving things down a path of more stability, more structure, right? And I think this person is going to communicate to the collective that they are not happy without the collective, right? They're not feeling very abundant right now, right? In the future, they have a clear plan. They're going to work. Things are going to move a lot faster than it have been, and they are getting themselves out of a third-party situation. And again, I always say a third-party situation doesn't always have to be another person or other people involved and meddling in the connection, but it could be situations, right? By the look of what Spirit is showing us here, it seems this person, third party, is investing in devoting time to that financial stability, right? Working, from project to project, and really being involved in some business relationships here, which consume their time. So in the future, that's all going to stop, right? That's not part of the plan. Part of their plan is to move towards love, is to feel more love, and it's to move love faster than it has been, right? In the past, there was some shadow work that needed to be done here, and it wasn't really. It was a fight. It was a fight to really put in that inner work, and it was much needed, right? And it caused a feminine figure, and I'm assuming that this is the collective here, and it caused the collective to put her guard up, right? To really protect herself, or protect this feminine energy. The collective has to protect themselves from all this chaos that this individual, that their person was bringing into their lives, right? They decided to stand in their power. They decided to invest in themselves, right? And take that self journey, which really involved protecting their heart, putting their guard up, right? Currently, the collective person continues to work towards their financial stability, towards kind of cleaning up a lot of the chaos that's going on in their career, in their material world right now. And they are not ready for that leap of faith. They're not ready, even though they want to invest in love more than anything. They are really not ready at this time to take that leap of faith. They still, there are things that are calling him in the material world. There are needs, financial needs he needs to attend to right now, and is not giving them the ability to move any faster towards that connection, towards that love, right? In the future, some collaborations, some equal give and take in the collaboration, right? I think that until now, and it may have been what caused the collective to put their guard up. Until now, things have been very one-sided because the collective's person has been so invested in their own, their own career world, their own financial needs, their own to-dos, that the relationship has been very one-sided. It hasn't really been a balanced relationship. In the future, there is going to be more equal give and take, because the collective's person is going to be a lot more stable, a lot more balanced, and it's going and whatever decisions are, or whatever thoughts and plans are being done here in the present for the collective's person, it's going to bring them to a more balanced state of affairs in the future, which is going to have them out of that mindset of I have to work, I have to make money, I have to, support my family, I have to work, and work in these projects. That's all going to go away in the future, and they're going to become more well-rounded. It's not going to be, they're not going to be so invested in the material world versus the emotional world. It's going to be more equal, and they're going to understand, they're going to achieve that balance in life, right? And they can devote time to both aspects of their lives, right? And still, it won't be without its obstacles, right? I'm going to be honest here. There's still going to be some things to overcome, but they're going to do it. It's nothing that can't be overcome at that time, right? In the past, a lot of having to defend their position, fight for what was needed, fight for some projects, really kind of make ends meet, right? And currently, the collective's person is still in that energy of being a fleeting partner, a partner who is not bringing in stability, a partner who's coming hot, leaving cold, right? In and out of their collective lives. They're still in that energy because they still have things to work through in their material world, right? From their career, from their financial, they still have to work through their financial stability and kind of clean up, actually materialize the decisions that they are making to kind of taper down their need to be so invested in the material world. But again, currently they are still in that energy, right? They are unable to move things any faster in this connection, to bring any news that are solid news, right? The collective person is still in that breadcrumbing mode, right? In that slight manipulation mode, right? Just saying things that need to be said so that, the collective stays. That is the current energy. That person is not out of that energy right now, right? But in the future, this addiction, this need to continue to work and to make money, this person's a little bit greedy here, right? And this need to continue to be invested in these chaotic projects, right, is going to go away. That it's going to be overcome. It's a challenge in the collective's person's life right now, but in the future, the collective is going to overcome this, right? Currently, they're tired, they're exhausted, they don't want to fight anymore, they don't want to have to go from project to project. They are ready to move towards that more structured part of their lives where there is a plan, where things move at a decent, a reasonable pace, right? They are exhausted. They've been through it. They've been really trying to make ends meet, right? And right now, they are feeling defeated. They are not feeling that they can bring any stability to anybody. They don't have stability for themselves, right? They're not feeling very self-assured. I mean, this is a person who is generally a forward thinker, somebody who has always stood in their power, somebody who projected that, that role of leadership, who was always, standing tall, somebody who was a master of his craft. But currently, because he's been working so hard and he's been devoting so much time to this financial quest, that he's exhausted. He's feeling defeated. He's not feeling very powerful right now. He is really in a very negative mindset. And in the future, that mindset's going away, right? No more victim mentality, no more, glass half empty outlook, and no more running away from love, right? I think that until now, the collective's person has had to run away from love, either be it because there was a need to devote time, devote energy to financial matters, or would it be because he is a very practical person, right? And when I say he, it's just because it's the masculine energy. Doesn't necessarily mean he is a gender. There is no gender in tarot. So it's a masculine energy here. But this masculine energy, the collective person, never really felt comfortable in with the romantic aspect of their lives. Love wasn't a thing for them, right? As I said, they've always been very practical. In the future, so they may have ran from having to invest in love in the past, but no more. In the future, that's going to change. They are ready for, that, making that investment. And right there, Two of Cups clarifies it, right? They are coming to invest in love. They are coming for the collective. In the future, they are going to be ready for that, for bringing, this stability, for bringing love, for bringing a relationship potentially, right? For really making things a little more stable than they have been. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck here. Queen of Wands, the Magician, Knight of Cups reversed, the Chariot reversed, Eight of Swords, Knight of Wands. So yeah, the collective has been in their power, right? The collective taking their power back. They're investing in themselves. They're glowing up. They're glowing up. And the collective's person they have been manifesting the collective. They've been manifesting them back into their lives, right? They are, as we've seen before here, not feeling up to bringing anything solid at this time, right? They are not at a point where they can come in with a solid offer. They can't come in with anything fast for that matter, right? The communication of love is something they want to bring, but currently they are not able to do that. They're still looking to the past. They are still very committed elsewhere, and things are not moving forward for them at this time, right? And they're not going to move forward in love from a love perspective with a collective and their person at this time. Their person is still very, very trapped in their heads, right? A lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-obstacles, right, represented by the Eight of Swords here. And what's interesting, the Eight of Swords is a card that always makes me think about how whatever is happening here is all self-imposed, right? I mean, the card itself, it's this individual who is, amidst of swords, blindfolded, but look at the hands. They have their hands in their pocket. I mean, all they have to do is take their hands out of their pocket and take away that blindfold, and they can see the path. They can create their own solution. So the collective person is still very trapped in their own, self doubt and their own self chaos right here. A lot of, self created obstacles. And, they are still, as I said, looking to the past, still in that fleeting energy of, I can't offer anything solid right now. I can provide, I can manipulate you a little bit to get you to stay, right? Totally stopgap. I'll tell you what you want to hear so that you can stay, but there is really nothing solid behind those words. They're just, just words, really empty words, empty promise, breadcrumbing. They're still very much in that energy because there are things they have to put their affairs in order here. So that's what Spirit has to say for us today. I'm going to stop here, take this to the rest of this reading to be extended. We're going to explore challenges, a path forward, and spirit messages. If you are stopping here with me, thank you so much for joining. If you're not a subscriber of the channel, please remember to subscribe. Leave me a comment if this reading resonated with you. If you are following me to the extended, there is a link below that will take you there. And again, thank you so much for joining. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.